ओम अज्ञानं तिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानजनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वरूपं कथमयं ददति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सैगन्धगुणाधितं तं सजीवं साधुवेतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णं चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदां सैगन्धलता शिवशकवितं च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी के नाम नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचरण निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पास देश हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपेकांत राधाकांत नमस्ते सप्त कंचन गौरांगी श्रीराधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वनुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिय वंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधु पतितनं पवनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री सभी गौर वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जगत श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। प्रभु जी यहाँ से स्टार्ट करना है वर्णाश्रम।
Okay. वर्णाश्रमाचरावता पुरुषेण परः पुमान् विष्णुर् आराध्यते पन्था नन्यत् तत्तोषा कारणम्. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, is worshipped by the proper execution of prescribed duties in the system of Varna and Ashram. There is no other way to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The ultimate goal of all activity is satisfaction of the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Nate vidu sartham gatim Vishnum. Bhagavatam, 7th Canto, 5th chapter, 31st verse. Foolish people do not know that their ultimate interest is the satisfaction of Vishnu. Therefore, when there are dharmasya glani, discrepancies in dharma, Krishna or his incarnation personally comes. It is therefore said, Yada yadyad vidyate Bhagwan. Although he comes, he has no anxiety. He comes by his internal potency. He does not take help from anyone. He possesses a variety of energies, all of which work correctly. Perfectly, Parasya Shaktir Vidhe Priyate Swabhavika Jnana Bala Kriya Cha.
स्वाति माता जी।
Hare Krishna. Impersonalists cannot understand how everything is being carried out perfectly because they cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mohitam nabhijanati mam ebhya param avyam. As stated by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 7.14, Devi Hayesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mam Eva Ye Prapadyante Mayam Etam Taranti Te. This divine energy of mind, consisting of three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Being covered by the three modes of nature, cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, the Supreme Lord reveals himself to his devotees.
It is our business to understand Krishna and truth. Then our lives will be successful. It is not that we can succeed by understanding Krishna superficially. It is therefore stated here, Tanima Sadhanasya Kirtananya Anukirtaya. The word Anukritya, as you have initially pointed out, means that we should not manufacture anything. The word Anu means to follow. Therefore, the Bhagavad Tattva or Bhagwan can be understood only by Parampara system, the system of disciplic succession. Yes.
एवं परंपरा प्राप्तम इमं राजर्षो विदु स कालानेह महता योगो नष्टाः Parantapa. This supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it appears to be lost. Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, 2nd verse.
Formerly, the kings, rajas, were great saintly persons. They were not ordinary people engaged in drinking and dancing. They were all rishis, sages, up to the time of Maharaj Parikshit. They were trained in such a way that they were not ordinary men but were called Nardeva. Nardeva refers to Bhagwan in the form of a human being. The king was worshipped because he was a Raj Rishi, both a king and a sage. Sri Krishna says that if the king knows the purpose of life, he can rule well. If he does not, he thinks that eating, sleeping, sex, and defense are all in all. In this case, his subjects live like animals. Today, no one knows the objective of human life. Therefore, although the foolish people of this age are trying to be happy, their hopes will never be fulfilled. Na te vidu swarthagatim hi Vishnu durasyaya. People are trying to be happy in this material world by accepting material object, but their plans will never be fulfilled. Therefore, in world history, we see that there have been many leaders who have died working hard. They could not adjust things properly, despite all their hard efforts. There were Napoleon, Hitler, Gandhi, Nehru, and many others, but they could not ultimately prevail. This is Durasyaya. The ultimate goal of life is to understand Vishnu, yet people are going on blindly trying to satisfy their senses. If one blind man tries to lead another, what is the result? If both the leaders and followers are blind, they will all fall in a ditch, for they are all bound by their nature.
Shravanam Kirtanam, hearing and chanting are the beginning of devotional bhakti, devotion service. Therefore, it is said, Tani Mersadhanasya Kirtanaya Anukirtaya. The word Anukirtaya means to follow the parampara system. First of all, we must receive the information from authorities. Then we can speak the truth. One first has to learn how to describe the absolute truth, Bhagavan, his actions, his mercy, and his compassion upon all living beings. The Supreme Lord is more anxious to give us education and enlightenment that we are to receive them. He gives us his literature, his devotees, and parampara system, but it is up to take advantage of these. The Krishna consciousness movement is intended to give society the proper understanding of the absolute truth. We are not presenting a manufactured bogus philosophy. Why? We should be unnecessarily waste our time concocting some philosophy. There is so much to be learned that has already been given by the Supreme Authority. All we have to do is to take Vedic literature, try to learn it and distribute it. This is Chaitanya Kama Prabhu's mission.
भारत भूमीते होईल मनुष्य जन्म यारा जन्म सार्थक करी कर पर उपकार. चैतन्य चरितमृत आदि लीला 9th chapter 41st verse. It is duty of everyone, especially born in the land of Bharatvarshi, India, to make his life successful by taking advantage of this Vedic literature. Unfortunately, we are trying to learn technology that is our misfortune. Real education means solving all life's problems.
Transcendental education means learning how to gain relief from the entanglement of material life. This is made possible by learning about the Lord's transcendental activity.
Very good. So we are moving to the chapter 4, approaching a bona fide guru. Text 4. Suta Vachaha Devayapayana Sakhasta Evam Matro Bhagvam Satataha Parahedam Viduram Prita Anviksham Prachoditaha. Translation. Srila Suta Goswami said, the most powerful sage Maitreya was a friend of Vyasdeva's. Being encouraged and pleased by Vidura's inquiry about transcendental knowledge, Maitreya spoke as follows. But questions and answers are very satisfactorily dealt with when inquiry is bona fide and the speaker is also authorized. Here, Mitra is considered as a powerful sage and therefore he is also described as Bhagwan. The word can be used not only for the Supreme Personality Godhead but for anyone who is almost as powerful as the Supreme Lord. Mitra addresses Bhagwan because he was spiritually far advanced. He was a personal friend of Devaipayana Vyasdev, a literal incarnation Lord. Mitra was very pleased with the inquiries of the Vidura because they were the inquiries of the bona fide advanced devotee. Thus, Mitra was encouraged to answer. When there are discourses on transcendental topics and devotees of full mentality, the questions and answers are very fruitful and encouraging.
This is the Vedic process for receiving knowledge. One must approach the proper person, the Guru, submissively listen to him expound transcendental knowledge as Sri Krishna advises in Bhagavad Gita. तद्विधि प्रणिपाते होते ना परिप्रश्नस्य सेवया. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him.
Transcendental knowledge is not very difficult, but the process must be known. Sometimes a dictating machine or a typewriter may not work, but if we go to a technician who knows the machine, he can immediately repair it. The process must be known. If one goes to a ditch digger to repair a dictating machine, he cannot help. He may know how to dig ditches but not repair a machine. Therefore, the Shastras enjoin that if one wants transcendental knowledge, one must approach the proper person. The word Tad Vijnana refers to transcendental knowledge, not material knowledge. A medical practitioner may have material knowledge of the body, but he has no knowledge of the spirit soul within. He simply studies the mechanical arrangements of the body, which is a machine, yantra, made by nature. The body is actually stated in Bhagavad Gita 18.61 to be a machine. स्क्रॉल करेंगे प्रभु जी. ईश्वरा सर्वभूतानां हृदेशे अर्जुन तिष्ठति ब्रह्मण्यं सर्वभूतानि यन्त्रोधानि मायया. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy.
For those who are attached to this bodily machine, the yoga system is recommended. One who is overly attached to the bodily conception is taught to concentrate the mind by some physical gymnastics. Thus, in Hatha Yoga, one undergoes various physical disciplines, but the real purpose is to understand Vishnu, the Supreme. The various yoga systems are given for the machine of the body, but the process of bhakti is transcendental to mechanical arrangements. It is therefore called Tad Vijnana, transcendental to material understanding. If one actually wants to understand spiritual life and spiritual knowledge, one has to approach it. The word guru means heavy, heavy with knowledge. And what is that knowledge? Tad Vijnana. That heaviness is Brahmanishta, attachment to Brahman and to Para Brahman Bhagwan. That is the Guru's qualification. Brahmani upasma sarayam, according to Mundaka Upanishad 1.2.12, tad vijnana artham sa gurum eva vigachet. In order to understand the transcendental science, one must approach a bona fide spiritual master. Similarly, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 11.3.21, Tasmad Gurum Prapadyata Jnanasuhu Shreya Uttamam. Any person who seriously desires to achieve real happiness must seek out a bona fide spiritual master and take shelter of him by initiation. His Grace Ashwani Kumar Prabhuji.
The Upanishad inform us that Guru is one who has received knowledge by hearing the Vedas. Shrotriyam Brahma Nishtham. The Vedas are called Shruti, and bona fide Guru is in the line of hearing from the disciplic succession. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.2, Evam Parampara Praptam, a bona fide guru does not impart some self-styled, concocted knowledge. His knowledge is standard and received from the Parampara system. He is also firmly fixed in the service of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Brahmanishtam. These are his two qualifications. He must have heard the Vedic knowledge through the disciplic succession, and he must have established in service to the Supreme Lord. He doesn't have to be a very learned scholar, but he must have heard from the proper authority. God gives us the ears to hear, and simply by hearing, we may become great preachers. We don't need PhD or academic examination. One may even remain in his position. No changes are necessary.
For this purpose, there is Varnashram Dharma composed of 4 Varnas and 4 Ashramas. Unless society is divided into these 8 categories, it is simply an animal civilization. There must be some systemized, regulated arrangement. For instance, there are different divisions for the body: the head, the arms, the belly, and the legs. Without 4 corresponding divisions, no society can be conducted very well. There will be simply be chaos. The word sthane sthita means remaining in varnashram dharma. Even a Shudra can understand what is Brahman, and in that case he becomes Brahmana automatically. It is necessary that one hear attentively, that is all.
It is stated that Vidur heard from Maitreya Rishi and that Maitreya Rishi was very pleased. Unless one satisfies Guru, one cannot receive proper knowledge. That is quite natural. If one receives his Guru properly and sits him comfortably, and if the Guru is pleased with one's behavior, the Guru can speak very frankly and freely. And this will be very beneficial to the student. By going to a spiritual master and asking for his instructions, and then not following them, one simply wastes his time. Nor should one approach the spiritual master with a challenging spirit, but should go with the aim of rendering service. The word nipat means to fall down, and para means without reservation. Transcendental knowledge is based on pranipata. Pranipata. Therefore, Krishna says, Sarva dharman paritajya mamekam shranam vraja. Just surrender unto me. Just as we surrender unto Krishna, we have to surrender unto his represented the spiritual master. The Guru is Krishna's external representative, and the internal Guru is Krishna himself, situated in everyone's heart. It is not that Krishna is simply in Vaikuntha or Golok Vrindavan. He is everywhere. He is even within the atom. Goloka eva nivastai akhilatma bhutaha. From Sanhita 5.37. That is the definition of Paramatma, the super soul. I am Atma, a spirit soul, and you are Atma. We are all situated locally, you within your body and I within mine, but the Paramatma is situated everywhere. That is the difference between Atma and Paramatma. Those who are mistaken say that there is no difference between them. But there is a difference. They are one in the sense, but both are cognizant and both are living entities. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. But they are different quantitatively. Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita 13.3. पढ़ो क्या प्रभु जी आगे भी?
जी माता जी।
क्षेत्र ज्ञानम कपिमम विद्धि सर्व क्षेत्रेषु भारता. Scion of Bharata, you should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies. Kshetra Jnana is the proprietor of Kshetra, the body. The individual soul is actually not the proprietor but the occupant. In a house, there is tenant and a landlord. The tenant is the occupant and the landlord is the proprietor. Similarly, the Atma is simply the occupant of the body. The proprietor is Paramatma. When the landlord tells the tenant to tenant to leave the house, the tenant must do so. Similarly, when the Paramatma says that we have to leave the body, we have to do so.
To receive this Vedic knowledge, we must approach the proper Guru. The Guru's qualification is given in every Shastra. In Srimad Bhagavatam 11.3.21, it is said, Tasmat Gurum Prapadyata Jnana Suhu Shreya Uttamam. One should not accept a Guru unless one is inquisitive to know the ultimate goal of life. An ordinary man interested in bodily comfort does not need a Guru. Unfortunately, at the present moment, the word Guru refers to someone who gives bodily medicine. One approaches a Mahatma Ji and says, I am suffering from this disease. Please help me. And the Mahatma Ji says, yes, I have a mantra that will heal you and give you success. Give me little money and take it. That is not a real Guru. One should approach a Guru to learn about Tattva, the absolute truth. One should not search out the Guru to cure some material disease rather than require a doctor. Similarly, people think that if a person can make him successful in business, that person is a Guru. The Shastras do not confirm that either. This either. A Guru is one who knows the Vedas and Vedic conclusion. The Vedic conclusion is understanding of Krishna. Vedaischa sarver aham eva vedyaya. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, shloka. Is this? So,
It is not that we have to understand Krishna fully. That is not possible. We have no capacity to understand the unlimited. Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadi, Nana, Ananta Rupam. With our limited knowledge, we cannot understand the unlimited. Indeed, even Krishna does not understand himself. His attraction is unlimited, and to understand why he is so attractive, he became Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and took on the ecstatic emotions of Srimati Radharani. Radha Bhav Duty. If Krishna cannot comprehend the limit of his own attraction and bliss, it is certainly not possible for us without limited knowledge. If we can simply understand Krishna in part, that is our perfection. Therefore, Krishna says, Jan Karam Javedevyam Evam Yoveti Tattvatha. If we misunderstand Krishna and take him to be a human being like us, we become Mudas. Krishna's body is not composed of material elements like ours. And if we think this way, we are mistaken. Material nature belongs to Krishna and he is its controller. We are under the control of material nature, and that is the difference.
okay.
One.
So it's 6:25. So we can stop here and start with the learnings or realization. Yes. Anyone want to share something? Some realization, learnings, or comments, or doubts?
मेरी साइड से तो मुझे वो पॉइंट अच्छा लगा, क्षेत्रज्ञ और क्षेत्र वाला। तो उस पॉइंट को पहले ही बताए हैं।
Yes, sir.
क्षेत्रज्ञ मतलब जो क्षेत्र का ज्ञान रखने वाला है। जैसे किसान है, तो किसान किसी भूमि में जाता है तो उसका क्षेत्र का ज्ञान रखने वाला है। वो कई बार वो कह देता है कि नहीं नहीं, यहाँ पे गेहूं की खेती ही होगी, सरसों की खेती नहीं होगी। तो इस तरह से जो सुपर सोल है हमारे अंदर, वो क्षेत्रज्ञ है। जो बॉडी है वो क्षेत्र है, तो जो क्षेत्रज्ञ है वो इस बॉडी का ज्ञान रखने वाला है। इस तरह से पहला ही दैट पॉइंट से सुनाए। हरे कृष्ण।
थैंक यू सो मच बाबू। तो जी मेरे को वो अच्छा लगा कि गुरु के बारे में, गुरु का एक फीचर बताया कि गुरु कैसा होना चाहिए। तो उसमें प्रभुपाद बताएं कि आजकल लोग जो है, मेटेरियलिस्टिक लोग जो है वो मतलब मोटिव के साथ गुरु के पास जाते हैं, उन्हें कुछ मेटेरियल सक्सेस मिल जाए या उनका कोई प्रॉब्लम से चले, कोई छोटी मोटी प्रॉब्लम है वो सॉल्व हो जाए, और वो उन्हें ही गुरु मानने लग जाते हैं। लेकिन असली गुरु वो होता है जो जिसे वेदास का ज्ञान है, जो वेदास को कंक्लूड करके समझा पाए। और वेदास का कंक्लूजन ये है कि टू सर्व द लोटस फीट ऑफ कृष्णा, टू वर्शिप कृष्णा इन एनी वे अकॉर्डिंग टू द वेदास। तो हमें ऐसे गुरु के पास ही जाना चाहिए जो हमें ऑल लाइफ की जो प्रॉब्लम है उसी से हमें मुक्त कर दे, ना कि उस जो कि अभी बहुत ही प्रॉब्लम चल रही है, मेंटल प्रॉब्लम चल रही है छोटी मोटी, सिर्फ उन्हीं का कुछ सॉल्यूशन दे दो। यस प्रभु, थैंक यू। यस प्रभु।
I was saying like आज की रीडिंग में Prabhupada was telling about the importance of Guru, तो उससे वही फोकस था। कल जैसे प्रभु जी भी बता रहे थे कि अगर जो चीटर गुरु जो होते हैं एक्चुअली, मतलब चाहे वो कथा भी बहुत करते हैं और सारी चीजें करते हैं, बट स्टिल जब उनसे पूछा जाता है पर्पस ऑफ लाइफ या भगवान कौन है, तो वो नहीं बता पाते। मीन्स उन्हें तत्व का ज्ञान नहीं है। तो वही प्रभुपाद जी एक पैराग्राफ में वो चीज भी उन्होंने बोला कि तत्व का नहीं पता है बेसिकली उन लोगों को। एक चीज और मुझे अच्छी लगी जहाँ बता रहे हैं कि भगवान अंदर तो है ही, हमारे सबके अंदर ही है हार्ट में, तो इंटरनली भी वो है ही बताने के लिए, और एक्सटर्नली ही सेंड्स हिज रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, तो जो हमें गाइड करने के लिए हैं कि हाउ टू प्रोसीड ऑन दी स्पिरिचुअल पाथ। तो दोनों तरीके से एक्चुअली भगवान इज हेल्पिंग अस। दैट्स इट।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी। जी आई लाइक वन पॉइंट कि प्रभुपाद वाज गिविंग एग्जांपल कि अगर हमारी डिक्टेटिंग मशीन खराब हो गई तो we will not go to someone who is fixing ditches. So if one wants to understand transcendental knowledge, one have to go to the uh, guru, and even the shudra can become a brahmana automatically if one hears attentively. So Prabhupada said that one must hear attentively from Guru. Okay.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you. Anyone wants to add something? Okay, so we can stop here. वंचा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यः च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। Thank you for joining everyone. Hare Krishna. Hare